Oh, Missouri, you continue to be so good, so adventurous, and so full of surprises. Okay, buckle up as we have a series of awesome places to go, food to eat, and unique oddities. We jump on the famous Route 66, heading west for our first find, the Boots Court Motel. It's a fine establishment with air conditioning and a radio in each room. Yep, a real AM/FM radio. And let's not forget about the personal covered parking right at your front door. No getting wet to and from your car if it rains tonight. And don't you love the old bright red metal chairs out front? After a good night's rest at the Boots Court Motel, we return to Route 66. We find ourselves driving through the town of Carthage, and as we look out our windows, we see several artistic rusted metal sculptures, like this one, a frustrated woman changing a tire as the old man sits inside, smiling. Shame on him. Since we haven't had breakfast yet, we make a brief stop at a local grape farm for a slice of fresh grape pie. Oh my gosh, we find ourselves licking the plastic serving dish as it was so good. As we continue on our travels, we find ourselves approaching Cuba. Not the country, silly, but the city of Cuba, Missouri, known as the Mural City. This beautiful mural shows Amelia Mary Earhart, an American aviation pioneer. 13 other murals can be found on the streets in this fine town of Cuba. All the murals remind us of our local and national history. They're quite impressive. We find two 3D-like train murals as the town started as a railroad town in the mid-1800s. We take one of the downtown streets to find Hayes Shoe Store, as inside they have the world's largest shoe on display, a size 37AA. Now that's a big shoe to fill. The next stop could be our most bizarre find in Missouri, a township called Uranus, a real tourist trap. As you enter the souvenir shop, the staff jokingly shouts, "Welcome to Uranus! Get it? Uranus!" Oh, it keeps going. The staff also informs us everybody likes the fudge as it comes from Uranus. Yep, everything is a play on words here in Uranus. Uranus, Missouri, that is. Facing the highway is a 22-foot fiberglass statue entitled the Mega Mayor. It is in the likeness of the owner and self-proclaimed mayor of Uranus. Not a real town, but a destination. Another cool experience is stopping at the Cave Bar and Grill. A bunker-turned restaurant brings folks from all around, and as you leave, be sure to feed the goats sharing the parking lot. Take a detour to explore and be in awe in one of the largest Bass Pro Shops in the world, located in the city of Springfield, Missouri. Population a little over 167,000. Also inside, we learn in 1972, a young man had a vision and opened an angler shop on 8 square feet of space located in the back of his father's liquor store in Springfield. This is the original sign and door from that location. The young man's name is Johnny Morse. He grew up in this area fishing with his mom and dad within the majestic Ozark Mountains. He continues honoring this precious land in preservation and education of its resources, beauty, and history. In 1987, Johnny decides to create a one-of-a-kind, memorable family experience in the Ozark Mountains, entitled The Top of the Rock. As we pass through the large arch, we can see a beautiful church on our left. As we enter the church, we find ourselves surrounded by massive glass walls, giving us a view that you cannot put into words of the Table Rock Lake. It is absolutely gorgeous. At dusk, families can witness enactors representing Civil War soldiers firing a cannon towards the lake.
And now, this class goes with us to another beautiful Ozark sunset as they get ready to fire that cannon.
Ready! Fire!
As we leave the church, we are attracted to a most impressive lodge, the Big Cedar Lodge. Inside this prestige lodge is one of the coolest experiences, the ancient Ozarks Nature Museum, a beautiful place chock full of the history of the Ozarks and the animals and the people who came before us. Throughout the museum, one will find quotes that are very thought-provocative. For an example, this one: "I do not think the measure of a civilization is how tall its buildings of concrete are, but rather how well its people have learned to relate to the environment and fellow man." We find over 75,000 artifacts, original oil paintings, and art pieces throughout the museum. What is life? It is a flash of a firefly in the night. It is the breath of a buffalo in the wintertime. It is in the little shadow which runs across the grass and loses itself at sunset. One of our encounters, possibly one of the most famous cowboy hats in the world, with actual signatures from some of the greats, Roy Rogers and John Wayne. This antique locket houses some of George Washington's hair. It's one of the most amazing finds. It is a museum experience not to miss. Next endeavor is to the ever-popular city of Branson. The streets are lined with every type of activity of all ages, including this aquarium. The front doors are being engulfed with a $55 million glass octopus sculpture. And a must-stop is at Hertz Donuts. Be ready to indulge in some of these out-of-the-world donuts. Serving 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. The locals rant and rave about the huge apple critter baked fresh on the premises. The sugary treats are amazing. We ended up buying, as you can see, a lot of donuts. Before we pause our road trip for a bit of rest, we make one more stop, just one more, at the Dogwood Canyon to eat a Bison Burger with homemade potato chips at the Mill and Canyon Grill restaurant.
All right, so the Bison Burger arrived with the homemade potato chips. Looks absolutely delicious, and it's huge. I'm not even going to put anything on it. Put this thing together. See if I can pick this up and take a bite. Oh my gosh. Absolutely, incredibly delicious. No ketchup, no mustard. It's got cheese, peppers, an absolute must. The potato chips, incredible. What a great decision. So, I have to recommend, after your tram ride, bike ride, hike, whatever you do, top it all off with a Bison Burger. Look at this thing. Absolutely incredible. All right, guys, I got to enjoy my meal. I hope you enjoyed it. Over and out until we see each other again.
Well, that burger was one of the best experiences I've ever had. That is a definite must at Dogwood Canyon. So until next week, that's going to be our last week in Missouri. We will see each other very soon. Get some rest. If you're interested in more of 48 States in 48 Months, we have several platforms available. Our website gives you a complete lineup of all the places that we have visited, the places that we are going in 2022. Heck, there's even a page about me, the driver, Tony, so you can get to know me a little bit better. Daily postings are done on Facebook and also Instagram at 48 States 48.